Alright. Hey everybody. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you all are doing good. Excuse me if I drink a bottle of water. Alright, so yes, tonight we're going to talk about American Horror Story Season 9, I believe. Yeah, Season 9, 1984. We're going to talk about... Last time we talked about episodes 1 and 2. And I waited to talk about 3 and 4. I know last week episode 3 premiered, but I wanted to wait so I could review 2 episodes, so that way we could have more to talk about. So good thing they just did a rerun of episode 3 right after the new episode tonight, so I got a little remembrance of like what happened as I read these notes. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. All right. What I wrote here on my notes, let's talk about first, yeah, of course, episode 3 that premiered last week on Wednesday. The first thing I wrote here, and from the beginning, that the jock did a brave thing saving his friend Ray. Yeah, I remember they showed that part right when they're about to get attacked by the Stalker Boy or whatever his name is. Ray was all being selfish. He's like, you know what, fuck this, like, whoever gets the car, like they were gonna make a run for it, and he's all like, whoever get the first 3 people to make it to the car, you know, make it out of here, and the last one that doesn't dies, basically. So I was just like, wow, what a asshole. But then again, in almost every horror film, there's always that one asshole, or more. So, anyways, but when he was getting attacked by the Stalker Boy, I'm gonna call him Stalker Boy because I don't think they've mentioned his real name yet. Hold on, I can't, it's because they're showing episode 4 right now and I can't focus on this and look at the TV. I cannot. When he was getting attacked by Stalker Boy and he's like swinging, oh, that was painful when he was like swinging his knife all over the place and he was cutting his arms. I was like, ouch. I thought that was it. I thought I was gonna die. But then the jock, the buff guy, he comes back and saves him. So I was like, hey, that's a brave thing that he did, you know. Usually sometimes in this worst case, in this scenario, everybody just leaves because he was the asshole, and they're just like, fuck him, you know, he's gonna die. He's the one who said whoever first 3 survives, the first 3 makes it to the car survives, and the last one, you know, dies. But he decides to stay behind and save his friend Ray. So I thought that was a cool thing. So good job for the jock, the buff jock. All right, number 2. Okay. I wrote down 3 new characters pulling a prank. So yeah, so it turns out that there's they introduced some new characters. I think, yeah, at first it was 2, but then there was a 3rd member. There were just a bunch of teenagers pretending to be Mr. Jingles, and they were just pulling a prank. And then all of a sudden, I think, yeah, they just end up dying. To me, I felt like, I don't know, in my opinion, they felt like unnecessary characters that were just put in there. I mean, sure, okay, why not we add some extra characters so that way they could, you know, get killed off, so that way the main characters could still have a chance to live. So I don't know, them just coming in and then just dying like that, it's just like, I felt like they were unnecessary, like there was no point. But I guess it's just my opinion. But then again, not, yeah, he killed the first 2, but then the other guy was killed by one of the not the counselors, right? What are they called? Yeah, the counselors, right? No, what are they called? The campers, the ones in charge of the camp, the ones that were gonna take care of the kids that are gonna be at the camp. So the geek, he got killed off. He got pushed into the hole with the spikes by the other guy. So I thought that was horrible. That was a horrible death for him because he's like, finally, you know, I get to fit in. I get to, you know, join these guys to do these pranks and everything. So I won't let you down. I think he has asthma and everything. So from what I remembered, and he ends up dying. So I was just like, that's terrible. That was a terrible death. All right. So number 3. All right, Mr. Jingles could be misunderstood story. Oh yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting when they showed flashbacks of Mr. Jingles and how he could be a misunderstood character. And then, yeah, it turns out that what's her name? I forgot the nurse. The nurse that she was pretending to be, you know, the new nurse for the camp, but she really wasn't. She was just really a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Psychologist, yeah. It could be misunderstood. So I thought like, okay, so then maybe he's really not a killer. Maybe he's just misunderstood or something. But along the way, when they were showing his flashback, I kind of got the feeling like, well, what if he was framed? You know, what if he didn't do it? But then again, I don't know. It was still not clear, like, if he was innocent or if he really did kill the counselors. But yeah, I started to get a feeling that maybe he was framed. So yeah, we'll talk about that later on. Number 4. Oh yeah. So when Ray and then the buff jock were running, you know, together in the forest, and they fell into a trap, that giant hole with the spikes. I mean, so lucky that Ray didn't get, you know, what do you call it? The word punctured by one of those spikes or whatever. But the jock did, and I thought, oh damn. And I really thought like he might die. That sucks. He's gonna die so soon. But oh well, it's a horror. It's a horror show. So I was like preparing for the worst. If he's gonna die, he's gonna die. So I guess just kill him off. But I thought that was a dick move for Ray to talk about his story and how he killed someone. And I thought that was horrible. His flashback, like his story, where he thought that student was dead, and then he ends up, and then I don't know, he felt like it was his fault. I mean, it wasn't really his fault. The guy was drunk, but then again, he knew like if they were to find him, the dead body, him and the other guys would get in trouble. So in order to hide the body, he was just gonna, you know, have him drive off the cliff, make it seem like, you know, he was drunk and he drove himself off the cliff. But when he was about to start the car, with already the student who he thought he was dead is already in there, he ends up like waking up, and it was already too late for Ray to stop the car. And I thought that was terrible. And he's just like barely coming back to it, like, because he got knocked out for a good while, and he's just like, what's going on? Imagine like you were knocked out and someone's like gonna kill you. He's trying to make it seem like you killed yourself, and you're in this car and it's already starting and you're about to drive off the cliff. Imagine like you just came back from being unconscious and then you end up dying. I thought that was horrible. It was a horrible story. So yeah, he had a confession. He admitted to his friend that he killed someone. But then I guess it was a confession because yeah, he thought his friend, the jock, was dying since he was like already fading away or something. But then he tells him like, no, I'm still alive. But then he decides to leave him, and he's like, no, don't leave me. You know, I'm not gonna tell anybody about what you told me. Like, it's okay. And then he just leaves him. I was like, wow, what a dick. This first off, he was like being a dick, like saying, first 3 to get to the car, you know, survives. The other person who stays behind dies. And then he just does that shit. I was like, okay, I really don't care for him anymore. He could die. So yeah, that was that. That was number 4. Number 5, the real nurse death. Yeah, so now we're going to talk about, I actually wrote her name down. What was her name? The fake nurse. Donna Chambers. I mean, that's her name so far. It wasn't the nurse. So, yeah, Donna Chambers. So we see her story, like, okay, if she's not really a nurse, what happened to the real nurse, you know, that's supposed to come to that Redwood camp? And we see her story, like, she tricked the nurse. Well, she didn't trick her. She just, like, snuck into her car. I don't know how. It's just, I don't know. I thought that moment was dumb, in my opinion, because, you know, sure, she left the car, and then you're going to get into your vehicle. I mean, she has windows in the back, right? That vehicle had windows. You would think you would see her. I don't know how she was able to hide herself unless there was clothes or something in the back. And all of a sudden she just pops out. I think that's like an old cliche type of surprise thing where it's like you need to come up with something better. Like, show us are they not being able to be seen behind the car, and then that way they could spring up behind and attack the victim. Because I'm just like, how that's just so dumb. I mean, they have to have seen someone in the back seat or something. You know, explain a little bit more. I thought, I don't know, just stuff like that where it's getting old, where it's too I don't know, just happens so many times where it's just like whatever. I don't think she's that stealthy, but I don't know. Um, oh yeah, and then the real nurse. So we find out that she's still alive. She was just being tied. She was tied up somewhere in one of the camps. So the other survivors find her, and they were hiding from Mr. Jingles. I remember that scene. They were hiding from Mr. Jingles, and they come across her. Uh, they untie her, but then Mr. Jingles was coming, so they were gonna try to untie her so that way, you know, she could escape with them or whatever. But then she ends up like moaning and freaking out. Where I'm just like, well, at first I was like, shut up, girl! Like you're gonna have Mr. Jingles come in and find you all. But if I was her, I guess I would be freaking out too. Like, who the hell are you or whatever? But I don't know. But then again, they're telling me to be quiet. I would think like, oh shit, like maybe it's that chick who attacked me, you know? I don't know. And then I wrote down on the side note, the real nurse, her death, that it was pointless. Yeah, because she it's like the same thing that happened to that student where, what's his name? Ray thought he was dead. He wakes up from being unconscious, from being knocked out, and he ends up finding himself about to drive himself off the cliff. The same thing with this nurse. She gets rescued. She gets untied and, you know, get the tape off her mouth and everything, only to just, you know, to be free for a few seconds, a few moments, and then get killed off by Mr. Jingles. Because Mr. Jingles ends up finding her because she runs out, but then she comes across him. So I thought, like, another pointless extra character, so it's like, whatever. That's just my opinion. But I guess these extra characters were needed, like I said, to show some deaths, some cool deaths. I mean, there are some cool deaths. They're trying to make him like, yeah, Jason Voorhees, where he has like, you know, brutal deaths, brutal kills. So I'm just like, her death was pretty brutal. So I was like, oh, so much for being free for a couple of moments. So I guess that's it for her. That's the end of her story, sadly. All right, so that's number 5. Number 6. Oh yeah, finally. So once again, Ray is a dick and leaves, not Montana, what's her name? Oh yeah, her name is Montana. He leaves Montana when they come across the boy stalker and the Satan worshiper or whatever, and he ends up leaving her, Montana. He gets on the motorcycle and just leaves without her, and she's just like, "Are you serious?" So I was just like, "Wow," and I thought she was gonna get killed off. So you see him riding on the motorcycle, and I put right here for number 6, nice head kill, because you think, you know, I thought like, wow, he's gonna escape or something, but then all of a sudden it was a nice surprise where Mr. Jingles comes out, has an axe, swings his axe right at him when he's about to leave the camp, and it chops off his head. I was like, oh, bravo, bravo. It was a nice death for him, because I really don't care for assholes in horror films or horror shows. It was, he had it coming, so, yeah, forget Ray. I put right there, forget Ray, yeah, because he was being an asshole, he was being a dick, so yeah, I really didn't care for his character anymore. I was all like, yeah, he deserves to die. So whatever. So, number 7, oh yeah, I thought this was a really cool twist about Montana. You think that the boy stalker is about to kill her, and all of a sudden, when she shows him off, he's all like, oh, what the hell? And I thought, like, that was pretty funny. Like, she just pushes him away, but then she pulls him back, and then they start making out. So I'm just like, this girl's really freaky. Like, you know, I know she's been a kinky character so far, but then I was like, when she says, why haven't you killed her yet? And I was like, oh, so they're working together. All right, but why? So I thought that was a cool ending. It was a nice twist at the end. That led me wanting more. That led me wanting to see the next episode. Like, what's gonna happen in the next episode? I want to find out more about why is Montana helping this killer, and why does she want to kill Emma Roberts' character? I forgot her name. I wrote it down. Brooke. Why does she want to kill Brooke, who Emma Roberts is playing? And I think that's it for episode 3. Yeah, because I was so after that episode ended, episode 3, I was thinking, yeah, why is she helping the Stalker Boy, and why is she so obsessed with Brooke? Because it seems like she's very obsessed with her and wants to make something happen, but it just doesn't. I don't think yeah, she's just I don't think she's just in the right mind. They're all psychos actually, except for the jock. I don't think we've heard or seen anything bad from him and Emma Roberts. I think all the because I was gonna say the only innocent people is the jock so far, but then Emma Roberts, I was gonna say she's innocent, Brooke, but at the same time I don't think so. I think she's committed a sin where I really think she did sleep with her fiance's groom, right? No, his best man. So I think there's more to it to the story because it's just like I don't know. So yeah. Anyways, I was just like, so why is Montana so obsessed with her? So I thought, unless there's a connection, why would she want to kill her? Is she related to Emma Roberts' fiance that got killed, to the one who killed her father and then killed himself? I was like, is there a connection? But we're gonna get to that in a minute. In a moment later on, because I wrote it down here somewhere in episode 4 notes. So yes, now we're gonna talk about episode 4. So episode 3 was alright. Ending was good. That's the only positive side, I think. The positive parts for episode 3. That got me interested was Mr. Jingles' story, how he could be misunderstood. The awesome head kill, and then the twist at the end. Those were like the positive parts. Yeah, that's it. Alright. Now let's talk about episode 4. So, in episode 4, in the beginning... Oh yeah, so we have a flashback with how Montana met Stalker Boy. And, yeah, she's just... there's just so many things wrong with her. Because... she's at the gym. She was a gym instructor or whatever, a yoga, whatever, and she's there dancing with all the boys wanting to dance just like her. And I really thought I wrote this on my side note. They should have focused more on Montana. What's her name? I forgot the actress's name. Billy something. It's Billy something. They should have focused more on her, like how her dancing performance, because she really did look good on her gym outfit, her workout outfit, and I was like, let's see more of her. Like, this is her chance, her moment to shine, to see how sexy she is, But no, they focus also on the boys. Where I'm just like, of course, whatever. I know I'm gay, but it's just like this is. I really felt like this would have been her moment to shine. So let's just focus on her dancing, Show us some moves, But I don't know, whatever. That's just my opinion. So yeah, we see her dancing, and she's teaching her, her people, the workout people, how to dance and everything, work out. And then Stalker Boy comes in. He sees how one of the boys spoke back to Montana because he wanted her to play a different song. He wanted Sydney Looper or something. I don't know. It's a different song. And he ends up killing him for her because he's like, I didn't like the way he spoke to you. Montana just slaps him and just like, that's the most terrible. Right? What did she say? That's the most terrible thing anyone's ever done. And then she likes it. They end up having sex or whatever. They end up making love. Ew, but all covered in blood? Okay, and I wrote it right here. After number 2 in my notes, after Montana and Stalker Boy finish making love, how do they clean the evidence? Because it's like, yeah, there's a dead body hanging in the lockers, and there's blood everywhere, and then they decided to make love in it together with that blood. I mean, ugh, that's so... I thought that was so gross. And I'm just like, how do they hide the evidence, Like, that's the victim's DNA on their faces, So it's just like... weird. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Because, there's a lot of good detectives, but I guess since it's 1984, maybe there weren't. But I don't know. I just think, like, I don't know. I started thinking back on it, but maybe I shouldn't. But yeah. But then you see, yeah. Oh yeah, so number 3. So that was number 2, but now we're at number 3. It says, yeah, I knew Montana wanted to kill Emma Roberts because her brother was Emma's fiance. So you see, I was like, I knew that there was like a connection, there had to be, and it would make sense, and now it does. So yeah, it turns out like Emma's fiance, the one who, her fiance murdered her, Emma Roberts' father, and then he killed himself. That man was Montana's brother. But I'm like, okay, so if that was her brother, wouldn't Brooke, Emma Roberts, knew about that? You know, like, or unless they kept it a secret? You know, if they were really were brother and sister. Wait. Did they mention that? Were they brother and sister? Or were they best friends? I'm so sorry. Maybe I misunderstood. I totally missed that part. I was just all so happy that I was like, I knew there was a connection. And I knew I had to do something with Emma Roberts' dead fiance. I don't remember. I don't know if you guys remember if they were brother and sister, but if they were, I would have thought Emma Roberts would have knew. If not, if they were best friends, then no, of course she didn't know. So I think that would make more sense if that was the case. So yeah, I wrote right here as a side note, makes sense about why the Stalker Boy is desperate to kill Emma, which is Brooke, and how he found out that she was at Camp Redwood. Yeah, because I'm like, wow, he's good at stalking her. But it turns out, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Montana told Stalker Boy where Brooke was. You know, that, oh, Brooke is going to come with us to Camp Redwood. There you would have a chance to kill her, you know. She would have nowhere else to run. There would be no cops, you know, or something. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So, yeah. So we're skipping on. On number 4, I wrote down poor cafeteria lady. Another side character who they killed off. I thought she was interesting. You know, she did a good job for a short role. I thought she was going to be a little cuckoo, but no, she wasn't. She was there talking to Mr. Jingles. And I kind of liked how they were talking to each other. Mr. Jingles sat down, so you know, she's like, you want a peanut butter sandwich? You know, I remember you because I remember you likes peanut butter sandwiches. And she fixes him up a sandwich. He sits down, and then they're all talking and stuff. And then that other guy, I forget his name, but the actor Cody Foster or something. He was hiding underneath the table where Mr. Jingles was sitting, and I was just like, oh my god, that's a terrible place to hide. I thought that was so stupid that while they were talking, the cafeteria lady and Mr. Jingles, while he was hiding underneath the table, I don't know why he dropped his flashlight and that made noise. I thought that was so stupid. And then that ended up leading him to be locked up into the oven and the cafeteria being stabbed to death. Luckily, the cafeteria lady, I like that, you know, I was like, how is that guy going to be able to get out of the oven? He was like already burning and stuff. I was like thinking, how is he going to get out of there? I don't know if someone's going to come and save him or something. But luckily, the cafeteria lady was somewhat alive and was able to get that spoon right out of that was keeping the oven closed, so that way he can get out. But she was dying, and he was telling her how he was going to go look for help, but she knew that she was not going to last. She was just in so much pain. She was dying, and she tells him, I thought that moment was kind of sad when she tells him, you know, here, take this knife and end it. Like, in other words, for you to kill me. And it sucks because that character has pretty much been doing like a lot of tough decisions where the jock guy in episode 3, when him and his other friend found the jock boy in the deep hole, you know, with the spear through his chest, they told him, like, you need to get him out of there. And he's all like, no, because if I take him off that spear, you know, he's gonna bleed to death. There's a chance that he's gonna bleed to death and die, and I might end up killing him. But then he's all like, just do it, like, it's a risk. It's better that you kill me than Mr. Jingles. So I was just like, he has a point, but it's a sucky way to die. But I guess if there's a chance, you know, because yeah, God knows how Mr. Jingles would have killed him. So it's like, either or, something has to be done. So yeah, they took a chance and they pulled him out. And that's a tough choice to make if I was him, because it's like, if I know that there's a chance that if I pull this person off this spear, he's gonna end up bleeding to death, and that could be on me, because I would feel like it was my fault because I took him off that stick. Um, and now he had to make another terrible choice. I mean, he didn't kill the jock, but he had to kill the cafeteria lady. But I mean, she wanted him to. She was just like, I want you to end my pain, so he ends up doing it. And I kind of like how she ends up, she helps him. Like, she holds his hand to help him, like, just do it. And then, like, yeah, she, like, stabs her in the heart, and kills her. Because it's like, yeah, like, she was dying. She didn't want to be in pain anymore, so it's like, she gave him permission. So he's been making tough decisions, like, where he doesn't want to do it, but he had to do it. So that's tough. So that was number 4, poor cafeteria lady. Number 5. Oh yeah, so this was a cool part that I liked. Number 5 is, I knew Margaret was bad. She used Mr. Jingles to kill the campers 14 years ago. No, actually she didn't. I wrote that down. I wrote that down too early, but then you find out that she was the one who killed the campers. And I kind of felt that too. So it was not really a twist. I kind of felt it was coming, because the reason why I got that is because when the ghost counselor, the one that's not dead, the one that he's like a ghost, when he was trying to remember what happened, and Margaret found him, and she asked him, do you remember what happened to 14 years ago? And he's like, I saw you covered in blood, but then that's it. Like, he was having a hard time trying to remember what happened. But in that flashback, I was like, what if she killed the girls? What if she killed those campers a long time ago? And because, like I said in the last video, in the review of episode 1 and 2, I knew that there was something wrong with Margaret. Like, she's not well. She was influencing and manipulating the Stalker Boy to kill for her. She wanted him to kill Mr. Jingles. And just the way she is with, I don't know, her character, she's just all messed up. So I knew there was something suspicious about her. I was like, no, I don't trust her. I said it. You could all watch it. And so, yeah, you find out in episode 4 that she was the one who killed the campers. You see in the flashback that Mr. Jingles liked her. Like, he made that cute little wooden bear for her. And then the campers saw how Mr. Jingles and her were together. She would also be made fun of. And they would make fun of them, like, oh, look, it's cool that you found a freak just like you. And it's like, poor girl, But you know what? It goes to show you need to stop these bullying, because you never know that stuff like this happens. When you bully at somebody, they're going to end up being psychos, like serial killers or killers. They end up going to kill you. That's why you have to respect one another, and because you just never know. That's why I try my best, regardless of like how asshole customers can be. Because nowadays you'll never know, guys. Because there's been shooting a lot going everywhere, especially at schools. And then every time I see the news, I'm just like thinking maybe they were just bullied. I don't know. There's so many things messed up going around, and it's mostly deals with like bullying. And then I don't know. But that's a whole different subject. I'm not going to even go there. But that's basically what happened in the show. Her character, she was being bullied. She was being picked on. She wanted Mr. Jingles because he's like, I'll do anything to protect you. I'll do anything. I think that's what he pretty much said. Basically, that's what he told her. But like she told him, since he was too weak to do it, she's like, I took it upon myself to kill him instead. So she does. She kills him. She was the one who did it, and she was the one who cuts off her own ear. So I was like, damn, girl, she was all messed up. And you can tell when when Mr. Jingles cut his finger when he was like carving the wooden bear. She like grabs his hand and starts licking his finger. So I was just like, ugh. I was like, gross. So yeah, Margaret was the killer. Mr. Jingles, no, he was innocent. And like I said, in episode 3, when they're showing his flashback, I was like, maybe he misunderstood. Maybe he was framed. Sure enough, he was. She planted all the evidence in his room, right? She put all the ears that she cut off from the counselors into his box or something and put it underneath his bed. So I was just like, wow. And then since he got arrested and went to prison, the psychiatrist, or those electric shock therapies, made him to believe that he really was the one who killed those counselors. So I was just like, oh, that's crazy. Because yeah, even Margaret's all like, you forgot about what really happened. I'm the one who killed them. You didn't. You just end up getting arrested. So, and then he starts to remember. He's all like, so it wasn't me. So, no, he was not really a killer. But he was a badass killer, though. He was killing all those people when he came back to Camp Redwood. He was doing all those cool, brutal kills. He was like another Jason. And I like how she says, when she ends up shooting Mr. Jingles, Margaret, when they encounter each other, when she ends up shooting him, oh, I thought he was dead, but I don't think he's dead. Maybe he's a ghost, but I'm not sure what happened. But when she tells him, like, oh, I feel so good to be killing people again. Now the balance is back to the way it was. I could kill again, and then you are, you're just remembering that you were the innocent one. You didn't kill those people. Now you're, I was like, that's so weird, how that works. So yeah, she's a psychopath. Let's see. Oh yeah, so we end up seeing this part. Number 6. So that was number 5, guys. We've. I don't think it really was a twist for me. I don't know if it was for you. If it was a twist that you find out that Margaret was the one who killed the people, or did you also see it coming? I felt it coming because I already knew that she was suspicious from the start, just the way her character was. And then when they showed Mr. Jingles' flashback, I was like, maybe he's understood. Maybe he was being framed. So I felt it was coming. So it wasn't really a twist for me. But maybe if it was for you, badass. Then you guys had like a mind-blown moment. So, alright. So number 6 comes the cool part. I really like that scene where now finally Mr. Jingles and Stalker Boy come face to face and they fight each other finally. It was kind of like a Freddy versus Jason kind of fight. So I was just like, okay, cool. It was like a pretty cool fight. Somewhat pretty cool fight. It's not Freddy versus Jason fight, but it was like a fight that we were waiting to see. And then it was also cool seeing Montana versus Donna Chambers, the fake nurse, the psychologist. Yeah, I thought it was cool seeing them fight. Their fight was like, there were some cool moments, but then I was like, okay, now it's getting a little better, but it's like whatever. Yeah, that was number 7. Not a real twist. Saw it coming. Oh yeah, okay. So that was a cool part. Number 6, killer versus killer. And now here comes another positive part. Number 8, Stalker Boy lives. So yeah, we think that was a cool death, by the way. After the fight, killer versus killer, I really thought Stalker Boy was gonna win, but no. Mr. Jingles ends up like picking him up and putting him on the branch, like through that branch go through his mouth, and I was just like, oh my god, that's terrible. But it was a cool kill. I did like that. And that's it. I was like, damn, that's it for Stalker Boy. Like, we're not going to see him anymore, probably, unless he becomes a ghost. I really didn't know what was going to happen, but yeah, he ends up dying badly. That was a brutal death. And yeah, Mr. Jingles won that fight. And then that's when he goes and confronts Margaret. So, number 8, Stalker Boy lives. So yeah, at first, I was like, oh, he's going to become a ghost. You see his dead body on the floor. All of a sudden his body starts floating in the air, and then his wounds start healing, and I guess the hole in the back of his neck was also healing too, because he ends up coming back, and Donna Chambers witnesses that. She sees him like healing and coming back to life, and then he sees her, and now it's like, oh shit. I was like, damn, so is he? I don't know. I don't know. Is he really the devil worshiper? Is the devil helping him, or what's going on? Now that it has more questions. So I thought that was a cool ending, where it's like, I want answers. Like, I want to know, is the devil helping him? Or is he Satan's? I don't know. We have to wait until episode 5. So I thought that was very interesting, and I think. So yeah, overall, I think they should have like at least 2 episodes, because at that episode 3 was like, all right, but then after watching episode 4, I was like, okay, it's getting back up again. So it's really fun. I think this season so far, these first 4 episodes have been pretty good. You know, pretty decent. It's a good story so far. I like how, in the beginning of my review, I felt like there's a lot of references with Halloween. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Friday the 13th. Like there's gonna be a lot of, and then there was like so many cliches going on where it makes you think like, oh, we know where where this story's going. But then I like how it changes that completely. Mr. Jingles, you think he's a killer, but no, he wasn't. He was framed. And then what else? The nurse. She's really not a good nurse. She's really that psychologist wants to find out how killers work. She's a scientist, and that's it. So far, it's been all right. So far, it's been pretty good. I would say it's part of my favorite season so far. And that's it. Yeah, that's all I wrote. Yeah, so far, it's been doing really good. I hope it continues to do good. The story, I hope it continues to get interesting. I felt like so far, I mean, there's some dumb moments, but not compared to like other seasons where it had a lot of dumb moments where you're just like, I'm not enjoying this. I can't watch this season anymore. But this one's keeping me in there where it's like, it's been interesting so far. There's been good acting, somewhat. Emma Roberts, she's kind of going up there. I'm still hoping for her. I know a lot of you are Emma Roberts fans. I mean, she's very pretty and everything. She can play a bitch, but I want her to push herself a little bit more with this role, because I don't know. I don't know. I just don't care for her character in this one. I'm sorry. I felt like she's like the least important character because she's done nothing important so far. Yeah, she's been like kind of. She seems to be like the brave girl, but I haven't seen her do anything where it's like, bravo, you did a badass performance there. So she still needs to work that up. I hope so, because I believe she can do better. I do believe as an actress, her as an actress, she could really push herself to that limit where she could like blow us away with her performances. But that's yet to be seen. Other than that, who are my favorite characters so far? I like the fake nurse. I think she's a good actress. The Stalker Boy, I think he looks so badass. He just looks like an anime character or just some kind of, I don't know, his hair, his clothes, his voice. He could do a voice of an anime character or something. It sounds like, so far, I don't think I've ever seen him come on in a show or a movie before, but I think I'm gonna start googling him, probably really soon, because I think he's good. I think he's doing a really good job so far playing this psycho killer. So I look forward to seeing more of his performances. And what else? Margaret, I don't know. That actress playing as Margaret, there are moments where I'm just like, she's alright, but I felt like, in my opinion, this is my opinion, remember guys, that actress is kind of not meant for that role. Reasons why is because, I don't know, in the past seasons of American Horror Story that she's come out in, she's played like a bitchy character or a dumb, funny character. So I'm just like, I don't know. She does a good job playing a weird psycho killer, a psycho character. But I guess I should give her more of a chance. She's like somewhere there. Maybe she was meant to play this role, but I don't know. I don't know. There's still more episodes yet to come. I don't know. I really don't know how many episodes there are gonna be for this season. I don't know if it's 10 or 12. So far, they've been lowering it down. And so far, I like how the story seems like it's fitting in with everything that's been going on. So far, there hasn't been a moment where the story kind of just throws you off, where it's just like, what the fuck? Like, what was the point of that? Like, for example, Freak Show. Towards the end, a whole bunch of fucked up stuff happened where you're just like, really? Like, why? Like, what was the point of that happening? So yeah, so far there hasn't been any of that, but hopefully I didn't jinx it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream end the stream here, guys. I think it was like a good 40 minutes or something. We talked about this. And did somebody say nurse? Oh my god, Soda Pup Santa, I didn't even see your comment. I'm so sorry. I was all like, and then I had the computer right here, and then I just saw it. It's because I don't like that sometimes the name doesn't come out light. It's because your name comes out purple. If it was like a lighter color, I would have definitely seen your comment. Aw, Soda Pop, thank you for stopping by. But yeah, we're already gonna finish. But yes, I did say nurse. Hello. Aloha. Oh, you're still here. Good. Aloha. How are you doing, Soda Pop? We're just talking about American Horror Story, and we're about to end it. But yeah, it's all right so far, Soda Pop. This season, but I really hope it continues to do good, like the story, because American Horror Story, the story sometimes tends to go downhill, and I really hope it doesn't, because so far, it's in the middle. It's in the middle. There are sometimes when it goes up, but then it goes back in between the middle. Purple is your favorite color? Then that color's meant for your name. I enjoyed the commentary. Great work. Really? Oh, you watched it? Aw. Thank you, Soda Pop. You should have jumped in. You should have jumped in to ask questions. That's what Nikki did. She helped me a lot with the first video, asking me questions about, oh, what about this and that? I'm just like, oh, well, good question. I might have to check it out. Yeah, I mean, if you, what am I talking about? I was gonna say like, if you haven't started watching it, but every season is different. So I think if you watch this one, you might enjoy it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was just thinking about something. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, especially you, Soda Pop. Thank you for dropping by. I really hope you enjoyed this review of episode 3 and 4 of American Horror Story 1984. I will not do a review until after episode 5 and 6. After those two, we'll talk about it. We'll have a whole hour of talking about it. And so yeah, I will not be back. I will not do a review until 2 weeks from now. So yeah. But yeah, share your thoughts. What do you guys think? Are you enjoying the season so far? Do you think it's better than the other season? What were your favorite highlights of episodes 3 and 4? Is there anything that I left out? Did you knew that Margaret was a killer? Did you knew that she was the one who killed everybody? Did you figure it out? Did you think that Mr. Jingles might have been innocent? I kind of felt that when they showed his flashback. And yeah, be sure to show share your thoughts about it. Night, Soda Pop. Alright guys, good night everybody. I will be back. I'm gonna stream Batman Arkham Knight right in a few moments because I need to finish that game. So if you're still here, stay tuned and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.